Hello, everyone. This is Chris Boggs. I'm with the SES Conference Channel at SES Chicago. This is December 8, 2008, and I'm standing here with Chuck Sharp, who's a managing director at iCrossing, and we just appeared together on a panel called Measuring Success in a 2.0 World. One of the questions, thank you for joining me, Chuck. One of the questions that I've been asking all the panelists was, what, in short, is your idea or your definition of the difference between Analytics 2.0 and 1.0, which I guess is from back in 2004 or way back then?
It's a good question. I would say that it really centers around driving real value for the company. Instead of just worrying about impressions or clicks, it's actually understanding the key performance indicators that actually make a difference, and then showing the business value, the return on investment of paid search and natural search. You can also think about it in terms of how the website, the actual website itself is changing, where you might have, and also widgets in other places of how do you measure all of these different pieces, these separate applications that are running at the same time.
Well, speaking of separate applications, there's certainly a number of ways that traffic can be driven to a website. And some of the panelists today, including yourself, touched on purchase path idea, or the idea of an assist, and how sometimes the search, some of the original searches that happened may not have actually been credited with any of the sale, but they could have actually started the whole thing. Can you talk to me about how some of the ways that you all at iCrossing look at purchase path or the assist idea?
Well, I think at the end of the day, what happens is that you have consumers who go out and they buy a product. And generally the last keyword that they're looking at gets the credit, when in reality, there are other terms that, or channels that are providing assists. It might be a display ad, and then later after the display ad, they click on a paid search link, and then they might click on a natural search link and finally convert off of that. And so the idea is to recognize that it's just not about the last click, and that you've got to start thinking about the other terms that provide those assists. That, because what you don't want to do is get rid of all those terms that appear not to convert, when in reality they're providing assist that you need.
Okay. So I'll put you on the spot real quick, and let's say a simple 3-step purchase path. The first one was an organic, very broad search. The second one was a paid search that included the brand, and then the converting close was a branded paid search including the brand and product. How would you attribute the value to those on a percentage basis?
Well, I think it's just important to recognize it. It's not really percentage attribution, like 50% goes to the first term and 20% goes to the second and the last. It's first, I think, just knowing that it exists. In the presentation, I gave an example of the idea that I went out and I bought this luggage. When I bought the luggage, I typed in the word kids luggage or children's suitcases. And then I finally went later and converted off of the term potterybarn.com. And so it's first just recognizing that there are other terms that should be getting credit. It's not really about what percentage, who should get what, but it's really about just recognizing the fact that it exists at this point.
Well, thank you. That was, you should work for Google. That was a very good sidestepping of the question. I'm just kidding. Chuck, thank you very much for spending some time with us today. This has been Chris Boggs and Chuck Sharp from iCrossing, and we're at SES Chicago 2008.